Hello and welcome to an ALTTPR daily race. Today we're going to have an open race. We have 7 competitors today. 2 of them we're going to be restreaming. One is Darth Josh 7 and the other is Hitman 1382. I am Zethno. I welcome the tracker Solit here with me today. I appreciate his assistance in everything you're going to see on screen because his job is harder than mine. We have a number of runners here. Should be an interesting race to see how everybody does. And we're just going to wait for our runners to kick it off here. Should be underway shortly. I will be on comms here on my own, so I welcome any comments, anything anyone wants to say in chat as we go here. Be great to get some participation from the crowd. I know we have quite a few viewers already, so say hi in chat and let's get this underway. Hi in chat. Of course, my tracker giving me a little bit of fun here, but hello, Sounder Fan 84. They're our first viewer to say hi today in this run, and we are underway. Hitman starts in Link's house, gets a nice bottle. We will get the sync aligned shortly. Hello to both Dramulk and Rocky for joining us tonight right off the bat here. We get a nice quick map check. That was a crystal in Eastern, a pendant in Tower of Hera, and something floating over desert. These Hitman is significantly faster at checking the map than I am. Being told it was a pendant at desert. Thank you very much, chat. We'll be in this process underway altogether. Darth Josh tries to do a pull, gets absolutely nothing from that tree. I'm not sure they've killed anything yet. So a nice empty check. Hitman getting nothing from Uncle in that path. So we're going to continue from there, checking over at Sank, and both our runners are going to be pretty close. I totally didn't look at Darth Josh while checking. Lumberjack Ledge. Chat, help me out here. I'm sure one of you was looking at it. Arrows on Lumberjack. Thank you very much. That's not important. More arrows in the forest. So, we're having a lot of arrows. Does that mean there's a bow somewhere nearby? You guys let me know what you think. Is the game teasing the arrows, or is there a bow somewhere in the village right away? What do you think? You tell me. Chat says teasing. Guess we're gonna find out. Everybody else let me know. There's a number of you watching, so let's get more than one response in here. I want to know what you all think. I need a poll. Bo is close. It's on bed. Chat being mean to our runners. But that's what you expect from here, right? Oh, another response clearly means a hammer. Yep. That okay. We got bombos here. That's an important little jump. Let's just jump to that. We got a nice little bombos. Great thing, considering we don't really have a weapon yet. Nice to have something that can whack on things. I like the comment from Domino's saying that we're gonna get a hammer because we have all of these bow arrows. So yeah, and there's some bombs. You know what? Some bombs right there in the well. Perfect. We get to open the wall. No problem. No punishment. Great for our runners. This works perfectly. I mean, you would have liked it before this, but it's nice to get bailed out at the last second by the game. Always nice when the game decides, yeah, let's do it. We did get a Cane of Burna from here. Nice to have. Probably won't change anything for the rest of the game, but we'll see. Might make a change for us if we have to do Spike Cave or In Logic. Laser Bridge, but Laser Bridge, these runners probably can get through without it. Half Magic. That is a nice pickup. That is personally my favorite safety in the game that like you never need, but is a wonderful thing to have because with it you can just kind of ignore magic for a good while in a lot of rough situations. We get to bomb a few chickens now. Get some bombs. So, bomb open. Oh, there's a hammer! Who is it? Who was that? We had a commentator say, of course we got so many early arrows, we're gonna have a hammer. Who was that? Somebody give me the commentator who said that. That was great. That was an accurate guess. We got some money from Sick Kid. Sick Kid doesn't need the money. He's got his medicine. He's gonna give us the money. Domino Bright is the one who guessed the hammer. So thank you for the great guess in chat. Meanwhile, we're just getting money. Every chest we open, we get a little bit of money. Unfortunately, we are nowhere close to enough to make any difference. What have we got on the library? Library's got bombs. We're not going to check that. We're not coming back for that. That's not important. And we continue. We get more arrows. Arrows on race game. The game really wants to give us arrows. We've probably got at least 40 or 50 arrows available to us. That's a lot of arrows that don't matter. Because we don't have a bow. Game is teasing us. There were like 3 different players, I think, that said that the game was teasing us with those arrows on Lumberjack. I think they were right. Meanwhile, our runners are actually pretty much in sync. We're gonna go check the dam here. I like the comment by our tracker today, Solid, saying that Link needs to use the arrows as spears. Just grab the arrow and stick it into somebody. That should count as a weapon, right? I think it'll still hurt them. Should do some damage in some way. I love the difference in the palettes between our runners. We got the kind of the normal palette on Darth Josh's side and Hitman's with the green. We're coming out of here with a piece of heart. Both runners deciding to pick it up. It's pretty early in the game. Both of them got a full heart from it. They're both going left. I wasn't expecting both to go left. Okay. Well then. But we do get a little bit of divergence. Hitman goes straight up to Agina's cave. Darth Josh goes over to the ledge and finds more arrows. Game, why the arrows? Why is everything an arrow? Okay, this is the arrow game. Somebody want to start counting how many arrows we find before we find the bow? That's kind of ridiculous. The game is like, I'm gonna give you all of the arrows in the game, all of the checks. You got as many arrows as you can possibly get. But here's the thing, we're not giving you the bow. We're gonna find out. I think we did find a crystal on Eastern, so there is a bow somewhere important because we do need to have. Yeah, we do have a crystal on Eastern. Thank you to our Trekker Solid. But like, we could find that bow pretty dang late in the game. Hitman doing a good job with the hammer on those mini Moldorms. That is not a fun exercise. There we go. We got some money on Hitman's side there. We got 300 rupees. That's finally helpful to us. We got a nice blue mail. Darth Josh getting through the hammer section too. A little bit slower than Hitman, but not too bad. Oh wow, got the last one a lot faster though. Those Moldorms are not friendly with a hammer. They like to move everywhere possible. Oh, we get Hitman jumping into the water. Think that was by... I don't know if that was what that was for, but that's okay. I wasn't looking where the enemies were at the time. That may have been on purpose, but we're gonna see. Avoiding the crabs. Oh, Darth Josh is one hit from a crab away from death here. Oh no, wait, we have blue mail. I think we actually might have an extra hit. Blue mail is a little helpful. Good to have on ourselves. We get a glove in Ice Rod Cave. That is an important one. This is a check some runners will put off. Neither of our runners did. Great decision in hindsight to pick this up at this time. Darth Rush gets through, doesn't get smacked by any of the crabs along the way, and we have the glove. Our two restreamed runners are pretty much in sync here, so you guys let me know. Chat, we got a bunch of you watching. What do you think? Where's the progression? What are we looking at? Where should our runners go? Give me some info. One of you has got to be right, so let me know what you think. Back of escape got us really nothing important, so Hitman's bailing out of there. Josh gonna go check dig spot. But come on, chat. There's many of you. What do you think? Let me. Oh man, dig spot with a fire rod. Okay, Darth Josh picking up another weapon with a half magic. That is a decent weapon right there. Hitman picking up some bombs in chat. We have one person telling us that EP will be progress, another with Hyrule Castle. For the Hyrule Castle guess, Darth Josh might be following along here. We're gonna see. This looks a little bit like a Uncle Trek, and then we'll see where we go from there. But we might find that out. What do the rest of you think? Okay. Taha's Closet. What do we got? Green Pendant in Pod. Of course, Pendant Pod. Taha's Closet was a bit of a storage area. I don't think we got anything important out of it. We're getting a tree pull from Darth Josh again. This time we actually got something out of it. So we got 80 rupees. That's a nice little bit. We do have enough for Zora on Darth Josh's side now. We have chat calling for Hitman to find Moon Pearl in Eastern. So it could be that. We got more of the all-important arrows. Yeah, I think there was an arrow in there, wasn't there? Arrow percent, right? We're racing to the person who finds all of the arrow checks first. This is a joke. This is not the actual goal of the race, but that could be it. Person who finds all of the all of the arrow checks in the game first wins. Ignore Ganon. We don't need to save the world. It's just the person who can stockpile the most arrows first. And so we got some more hearts, some more keys, nothing important. That means Aga kill. Okay, chat's already talking about Aga. We got a few things we need before there. We're gonna need a two swords and the lamp, or the lamp and a cape. And there, wow, okay, what was that? There's a moon pearl. We got another guess coming out of chat from Lars. There it is. Chat is on fire today. We got a guess on where that hammer was going to be early. We got a guess on where moon pearl was right off the bat. Look at that. Merle, exactly where guessed. The rest of you who are watching, not commenting in chat, come in chat. Let's go. Let's talk. Let's talk about where these items are, because people are guessing them left, right, and center. It's not even the same person. We got different people guessing. So yeah, it's not somebody's got the spoiler in hand. We're just totally guessing things right off the bat. Who's next? We got Domino and Lars both getting really great guesses. Who's gonna be the third guess? Put it in chat. What's the next key item? Where's it gonna be? We'll talk about it. You let me know where it is. Hitman grabbing the rupee, getting nothing else, getting locked out, no bow, gonna back out of Eastern. Did get the moon pearl. Big pickup right there. Meanwhile, Darth Drash going to be following Hitman, so we're not going to get anything new out of there. But Hitman, with that Moon Pearl, going straight into Dark World. There was a green pendant on Dark Palace, which we knew, Pot of Darkness, which we knew. There was a red pendant on Ice, and I actually missed the other red pendant. I want to say it was Turtle Rock, but I'm not sure. So, wow, okay, we got the flute, which was the important part out of Hype Cave. The rest of it, eh. Our tracker confirming that my Turtle Rock guess was correct on the red pendant. Thank you very much. Again, thank you to Solid, who's tracking every single thing our runners pick up here. They've got a significantly smaller margin of error than I do, so very happy to have them here. And there is the bow on Stumpy. The guess of bow on Zora from one of our viewers earlier, not gonna happen. Stumpy sitting there with the bow, saying, here you go. Go finish the rest of the Dark World. You've got this. That's not it, but come on, the rest of you, get there and check. Where's the next big item? Where is it gonna be? You let me know. You get it right, I'll call you out. Come on. Now, meanwhile, we do have our digging game going on. Gonna get some money, gonna get some magic. Ooh, dig game not giving us an item very quickly. We got a little bit of time here. Oh, come on, dig game. I missed it. I didn't hear the sound, but I assume that was it. That that last red rupee was our pickup. So. Meanwhile, where are our runners gonna go next? Not digging that from Starfall Infinity. Welcome. I like that. Yeah, the game was not digging our digging there. Ah, now we gotta guess that Zora's gonna be a scam. I mean, I agree, but Zora's normally a scam, right? We'll see what happens. We get the nice little Song of Hyrule being played there on Hitman's side. The duck is loose. Let's see if we use that to get anywhere. We are immediately going to take it somewhere else in the world. The portable transportation system is wonderful. Okay, so Hitman is going to turn in the mushroom. Not going to save it. Not going to consider it for later in case we need powder. Fake powder. Gets a sword. That is a payoff. That is nice. Getting the sword off mushroom turn-in is great. We have a sword. We have hammer. The only thing is that Hitman does not have that fire rod yet. I remember seeing fire rod. I remember commenting on it. I do not remember where it was. Chat, please help me. Where was that fire rod? The Hitman did not get it somehow. Dig spot. Yes, yes. Thank you. And there it is. And there's the game giving me the answer. So I asked and the game gave me the answer. But chat got there first, so I award the points to chat. Okay. Oh, hook shot on North Josh's side. That is a nice pickup. That is worth it. Hook shot is a very nice item. Getting around the world makes you a little bit faster if you know what you're doing with it. But man, does that help. It's just a wonderful thing to have on hand. We are going to check the front of Thieves Town now. First item, not important. We got a call in chat, a mirror in Thieves Town. Guess we're gonna see if that can happen. Yeah, we got our first item in Thieves Town. Gonna be just a little of coins. Hitman probably gonna be over and grabbing the hook shot eventually. Darth Josh taking a very interesting route out of where they were. Not quite sure the plan there. Big key. So we've only found one item so far in Thieves Town. We're gonna find out what this last item is, but only one in the front. Two in the front. So we got two in the front. Do we go to the back? We have a glove. We have hammer. We probably go to the back. Meanwhile, Hitman goes over to Skullwoods. Getting a little bit of a problem with these Gibdos. They are not fun enemies. They are difficult. To answer the question in chat, yes, it's a beatable crystal. As soon as I realized that, I figured out, of course we're going to the back, but took me a second to figure out it was a beatable crystal because I'm watching Hitman at the same time. I have two eyes, there are two runners, but it doesn't mean I can think about both at the same time. So, and there are boots! That is going to make a big difference for Hitman. Honestly, the longer Hitman has these that Darth Josh doesn't, the worse this is going to be. We're gonna see next. Nice, half magic makes this room with a fire rod a lot easier. You don't have to worry about it. You know you're gonna have a lot of magic left for Mothula anyway. You just kind of use the fire rod indiscriminately. Hitman picks up the extra key. Josh misses the bomb. Doesn't open up the floor, gets it with the second one. In the meantime, Hitman does have the boss ready here, so you can see the fire rod. This is what I was talking about. The fire rod really helps with this boss fight. Just kind of, oh, that one didn't count. This boss is a little awkward. If the boss is flying over a spike, or in particular circumstances, it just will decide not to take damage because it doesn't feel it. But Hitman gets the boss down, Mothula down, gets the big key from the boss, the crystal, and we're gonna continue from there. Meanwhile, Josh heading to the back of Thieves down to 1.5 hearts. Please don't hug any enemies. Enemies are not very kind to you when you hug them. Although they should like hugs, they really don't. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to all the new viewers. This is a ALTTPR open daily race here on Speed Gaming. We have, I want to say 8 entrants in our race, and we're featuring the 2 on screen. We're not too far in, 24 minutes. We still have a lot of the way to go. Darth Josh continuing through, Hitman heading back. And we have a few seconds here between when our runners are going to get to the next check. Oh. Okay. Darth Josh taking a hug. I did warn that the enemies don't like hugs. Did we lose the maiden? We had the maiden at that point, right? With the death? Or is Darth Josh restarting from? Chat. Can somebody confirm? And there's a hook shot on Hitman's side. We lost the maiden, right? Like Darth Josh just lost an entire amount of time, right? Gonna have to redo the entire back of Thieves Town with that death? If that's the case there, that is a huge time loss. Oh man, chat confirming. Ah, that feels bad. Yeah, to answer chat, yeah, the attic will still be open. We don't have to redo that. Not sure why we went up there, but it's still a really big time loss to lose that. And Darth Josh back to 1 heart, by the way. It's still a very painful death to take right there. Like that's. You're so close to getting out. You're about to get back to the boss, and you got to restart. Rough. Hitman, in the meantime, gonna be catching up to Darth Josh. Not too far away here. Oh no! Again, I look at Hitman for 1 second, And Darth Josh is dead. I don't even know how he died. He did have one heart at the time, so I see that, but oh man. That's bad for Darth Josh. I'm sorry to say that's a really big time loss. A big time loss to do this once or a second time. It is a huge time to do it a third time. That's sad to say. Hey, maybe they'll find some giant time save. He's gonna save himself later in the game here. We're gonna have the amazing lucky play from Darth Josh to pull this back. That's what we're gonna see. In the meantime, our runners are in the same room. The nice thing for Hitman has both flute and bow to help him out. Not that it's going to help in this particular dungeon. Although the boots are actually helpful. Even in this dungeon. Yeah, I agree with our tracker here in chat. Solid that Darth Josh is going to be a little annoyed when he finds the boots. Those boots being so close but not picked up is going to be a little annoying. Here we go, Hitman, first to the Thieves Town boss, unfortunately, for Darth Josh, but we get pretty close to, I think that was a scripted fight. I think all's good. 1, 2, 3, yep, this is a scripted fight. We just finalized, takes a, I think we took a hit there, but yeah, that's fine. Darth Josh does not get quite as clean a fight. Even round 1 sends the boss right down to the bottom. In the meantime, Blind gives us more arrows. This is the arrow seed, everybody. We get arrows. When you get an important thing done, when you get to that point you finally wanted, what do you get? You get arrows. Darth Josh takes down Blind in a very different manner, but does get it done. Still plenty of magic left. Picks up that crystal and the arrows. The all-important arrows. So, where do we go next? Hitman in a blind cave up on Death Mountain. This should be fine. This is a cave that most runners... This is one of the first dark rooms that most runners learn. Relatively straightforward. Darth Josh gonna go for their long digging exercise, because we did find out this is not a short check. Chat saying I was looking for a mirror until it took an arrow to the knee. It's an arrow to the quiver, okay? We're putting all these arrows in our quiver so that we can use them later. Let's ignore the fact that we maxed out our arrows like 20 minutes ago. And the quivers, the arrows you think you're putting in your quiver are just falling on the ground behind you. We do get a second sword on Hitman's side. Wonderful pickup. That's the other thing Josh is missing, which is unfortunate. Hitman looking to bomb jump, accidentally falls in the pit. We're gonna work our way back out of that. Not a big issue. But that's probably the other thing that Darth Josh is going to be really annoyed to find is that first sword. Just because Hitman's been able to maneuver a lot easier. It is a lot easier to move with a sword. Even if you're not using it to kill anything or to do any meaningful damage, it is just nice to have that sword in front of you. And we're gonna drop down, this time on purpose. What do we have in Paradox Cave? A sword and the all-important arrows. 10 more arrows, everybody. Rush picks up the flute. Oh, rupees. Hitman's back over 500. Wow, a lot over 500. Okay, we have rupees now. Our Paradox Cave giving us a lot of rupees. We are good for the rest of the game. There we go. Looks like we're running over to Tower of Hera on Hitman's side, while Darth Josh is checking Pyramid. We found a bottle filled with a lovely bee. We have a friend. Hitman gonna be checking here. Got a nice bomb glitch into this pot, get all the way up. Nice and easy setup. Finding really nothing of importance so far. I'm not sure what we found in the first chest, but I could be possible that there's nothing in the basement. Darth Josh finding that first sword, probably annoyed finding out that this has been accessible the whole time. This could have probably prevented a bunch of deaths in Thieves Town. Had he known it was here, had he had the sword. Hitman grabs that pendant from Tower of Hera. I unfortunately wasn't counting how many items we had in Hera, but I'm sure Hitman was. So it looks like there is something in the basement. Meanwhile, we are going to get a Zora check over on Darth Josh's side while Hitman takes a break. And here it is. Zora comes up and says, "Would you buy something for 500 rupees?" And it's a piece of heart. That is not helpful, game. It's a piece of heart after coffee break room in the basement of Hera as well. The game liking its pieces of heart. Got Josh heading over to Saha in the eastern side. Okay, we are getting a check of Spiral Cave, which is a new check for us. Meanwhile, Darth Josh following in the footsteps of Hitman earlier. So, chat, what's the next big important item? What are we gonna get? And where is it gonna be? What do you think? Let me know. Meanwhile, we get rupees in Spiral Cave. Looks like we're going into pod. Mirror in Hookshot Cave is a guess. Yeah, that could be interesting. We would need to find Glove first, but yeah. We'll take that. That's a good guess. What do the rest of you have? There's quite a few of you watching. Keeping an eye on chat. You let me know what you think. Ooh, gets a book on Armos. That could be interesting. Hitman did not have book coming into Eastern, so Darth Josh is coming in and able to check what Hitman wasn't. This could be an interesting decision. Yeah, I like the guess. Let's see if that comes out on top. Chat, what else do you have for me? Meanwhile, we do have Hitman going through Pod and Darth Josh heading through Eastern. They're in the same dungeon in the wrong world. If they were in the same world, they'd be high-fiving here. What do we got coming up next here? Full heart over there on Hitman's side. Nice, but probably not what he's looking for. Meanwhile, Darth Josh going to be pushing towards the boss here on the Armos side. We're going to see if that book on Armos guess comes out on top or not. Very nice to have the bow and not have to do this with the boomerang. And compass on Armos. We should have known that. We checked all of the other items in here. I wasn't counting. Whoops. I should have known that. But, yep, nothing on Armos. We have a Helmasaur track coming up. No, oh no, Darth Josh did the 50-50. Darth checked the boss instead of checking the big chest. But because the boss was compass and the big chest wasn't, Darth is coming around and having to do this all over again to get the last item. And I don't remember what it was, but I can tell you it was not important. We don't need to do this check. But Darth does not know that. Hitman going in blind here, getting the turtle room lit up. Okay, we got a dark room again. Hitman just gonna get rid of these few turtles, gonna get through. Gets in, gets to the boss. Now we're good. This room is a lot safer than the last one, once we get through it. Okay, I think Helmosaur is going down shortly. And there goes Helmosaur. To answer your question, Chad, all of our pendants and crystals have been checked on the map. They are all on screen. Thank you to our tracker Solid for getting those all accurately, giving us that information of exactly where we need to go. Hitman gonna go back in, gonna go to the back of pod. This makes a lot of sense. Where is Darth Josh running over to? This is an interesting choice for Darth Josh to go up the straight way instead of just fluting up and immediately just going from the end. I think somebody in chat was commenting on Darth Josh walking over to Mushroom earlier. I definitely think Darth Josh could save a lot of time in just fluting places instead of walking. Definitely a little bit of an improvement we could probably see to save a little bit of time on his side. Okay, chat saying he hasn't activated his flute. I would have spent the time activating the flute, and that would have saved time on both those, and we probably would have had payback by now. Activating flute is a pretty big time save. Chat telling me there were arrows in the pod big chest. Of course there were! This is the arrow seed, as you've all been aware. For those that haven't been with us since the starting, this is the arrow seed. Every time you open an important chest, it's arrows. Except that one! Look at that, Bunk Rocks with the third sword, Hitman with tempered. Looks like we are good on swords. Honestly, if you're a runner of this game, you know when you have tempered, that's fine. You don't really need to worry about the last sword. It's nice to have, but you really don't care. Tempered is more than sufficient for your goals. Hitman quickly checking in, saying, okay, I don't need to do the pendant dungeons. I know I don't need those pendants, so we can move on from there. Meanwhile, Hitman's back in Easter. Gonna grab the crystal. I mean, this needs to be done one way or the other. May as well go in and get it. He knows it's nothing important, but it does need to be done at some point. He's already done pod. There's really not gonna be a good time to do this, so may as well do this. Give some thought about the rest of the race. And decide where you want to go next. As chat's mentioning, he also has green pendant. Like there's just no there's gonna be no better time. There's no worse time at this point, but there's no better time to do this anyway. So may as well get it in, get it out of the way. that way you're not thinking about it. It's not some isolated track that you have to worry about later. Meanwhile, Darth Josh is gonna go in a big circle. And that's Spiral Cave. Yeah, man, showing the quick way of this, killing this boss. Very well done. Nicely done. Gets the compass. Which is going to be a whole help of absolutely nothing, but does get the crystal, which is worth something. Okay, chat also commenting on the fact that Darth Josh does not yet have those boots. Yeah, that's bad. I understand how this happened. It's nothing against Darth Josh, but that's just unfortunate. Go get those boots. It is so much slower to walk everywhere. Activate the flute, actually, since you're in the area. Go down, and where did I miss Mitts? I looked away for 2 seconds at Darth Josh. Pendant turnin'. Okay, thank you, chat. You have many more eyes than I do, so I appreciate it. And of course, Solid, our tracker is much better at catching things than I am. That's why they're the tracker, and I'm talking. Okay, Mitts, that's a big, and we got Quake over there in Mire Shed. Okay, so we got Mitts, we have Bombos, we have Quake. Like, what do we have left? We're gonna need Ice Rod. We're gonna need Flippers. And we're gonna need Mirror. Right? Ice Rod, Flippers, and Mirror, and we're good. Unless Total Rock says, oh, and we need Kana Samaria, of course. Sorry, and of course we can always have Ether if right here Total Rock says, nah, I want you to have that last medallion that you don't have. And we get Bumbos. Okay, so no the Ether required. We need Fire Rod, Mirror, Cane, and Flippers. We got 4 items left. So we only have 4 items. Chat, what do you think is going to be our last one, and where do you think it's going to be? As our runners are going through a few things that we've already seen, gonna look at what chat has to say. We have Ice Rod on pet, of course. Flippers and Mire. I mean, you know what? That's a reasonable. Oh, we got Powder. Okay, nice. Hitman turned in that. Both runners actually turned in the mushrooms, so that's nice to come out of that. We find the Mirror in Hookshot and Samaria. What is Hookshot Cave? Okay, we're calling Hookshot Cave Hype Cave today, right? Like that is now Hype Cave. We needed 4 items to finish this game, and 2 of them were in the same cave. That is Hype Cave today, chat. That is hype. We just got 50% of the way closer to finishing this game in 1 room. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thing with this game and putting items right under the doorstep of where you need them. It seems to happen quite often, but today we are following that rule. The key to Turtle Rock was right in front of Turtle Rock. We got the can of Samaria to finish this dungeon, and the mirror to go check Mimic Cave along the way at the same time, right outside it. So we're only looking now for flippers and ice rod, and we're done. This looks like we're going to get back into one of those ice rod searches, which if you've played this game more than a few times, you've run into one. The ice rod can be anywhere in the game except one place. And GT, of course, because this is required for GT. Oh, we took a death. Was that intended? I think that looked like Darth Drush had found. Yeah, Darth Drush got the item and intended. Okay. Intended death. That's okay. Oh, that was not an intended drop down. That's gonna walk all the way around. There is a way to clip kind of through the little edge there, so you don't have to go all the way around, but that works too. We get a nice little bomb boast usage here. Get rid of 3 out of the 4 Gibdos. Oh no, we got all 4. For some reason, I didn't think it would hit the 4th one, but it did. We're good. Darth Josh falls into the Mothula Arena. The least favorite arena for most ALTTPR runners. After you've played this game a few times, you get the hang of every boss, and then there's this one. Darth Josh gets the kill. Wonderful. Meanwhile, Hitman in Mimic Cave. As chat says, the spiky room fight in Skullwoods that happens to have a moth in it. It really doesn't matter which boss is in here, except maybe Moldorm, because Moldorm doesn't understand belts. But pretty much any boss in here is hard. The boss is not the problem. It's the room that's unfortunate. So what do we got next? We got 2 items left. We got Ice Rod and we have Flippers. As Hitman keeps going through Turtle Rock here. Chat, what are we gonna find first? The Flippers or the Ice Rod, and where is it gonna be? Meanwhile, we got Laser Bridge here. Hitman gonna skip through. And this is what I kind of meant earlier by we don't really need Cannaburna for the Laser Bridge. It's logically helpful, but if you've played this game more than a few times, this is not important. Okay, Hitman just left Turtle Rock with 1 item left. I assume that we're down to Compass and Mirror. Compass and Map, not Mirror, sorry. You say enough words, you flip 1 or 2. But so we're leaving there because we don't have Ice Rod. We can't finish it. So where are our guesses here? We got flippers on bed. That's kind of rude. Ice Rod and Ice Palace. That would be kind of cute. What are our other guesses? Chat, come on, there's more of you here. I know you all have guesses. Give me a location. Where are we gonna find these last few items? Actually, when did we find Book? I kind of missed us finding Book at any point. I'm not sure where that was. I must have looked away. Oh, it was in Turtle Rock. Okay, thank you. Thank you to our viewers. I must have been watching Darth Josh at the moment. Yeah, Hitman in the third pendant of the game, knowing what's on Lumberjack, knowing is not important, still in the third pendant. That's gotta be a fun one. You know that Lumberjack has nothing. You're still in your third pendant dungeon of the game. You've already completed 2. Oh, third pendant. Sorry. No, I say third pendant, but it's not a pendant. I don't know why I thought this was a pendant. That. Okay. Well. This is what happens when you have to talk for an hour without stopping. You say something that doesn't make sense eventually. I apologize. Yep, Meyer is a crystal. Don't ignore everything I said, but that's okay. We're gonna continue. Hitman going through this Meyer. It would be really interesting if either Flippers or Ice Rod end up being on Landmo, and we do end up finishing Eastern. Eastern, wow, desert. I swear I know the names of the locations in this game. We do find Ice Rod though. We find it in Meyer. We are 1 item away from Go Mode. We still need Flippers. And kind of like Ice Rod, they can be pretty much anywhere. There are a few restrictions. We know they're not going to be in ice. We know they can't be in swamp. But beyond that, they can kind of be anywhere. So now the big question is, where are... Oh no, we're done. Wait, hold on. I looked away for a second. When did we get Flippers? I looked away for 2 seconds again. Was it in Meyer just like when I looked away? Oh yeah, okay. Fine. Game, I look away for 2 seconds at the other runner and you want to throw the last key item. Well, that is Go Mode. At about an hour, just short of 2 minutes. That is Go Mode for Hitman. Hitman trying to move around that block. Get it on the switch. This is why I like the strat. There's a strat to dash straight down, bonk across, bonk against the rail, and just throw it left. I think that's basically what we just saw. And it lands right on the switch. Like, you don't have to think about it. It's just kind of right there. I will note that through all these dark rooms, this is very much out of logic. The game does put lamp in a location so that you can see all these rooms. Not quite sure where it's hiding. Apparently I missed it, but sounds like Moldorm may have given Darth Josh a little bit of a trouble and given him a drop. Trolldorm being Trolldorm, of course. Darth Josh gonna go figure out what's in Tower of Hera basement. Gonna find out it's absolutely nothing required. Does not get the coffee break. Accidentally goes a little bit too far forward. Second try gets it, but in the meantime, Hitman does take down the boss of Misery Mire. To answer the chat, yes, Hitman is very much in the lead in this particular race between these two runners. There are 6 other runners not on screen that are all competing in today's daily race. So as we get to the finish, we will check in on the results of the other runners. As mentioned in chat, one of the big differences is that Hitman had boots significantly earlier, and it really does help to dash around. I think we had a hook shot earlier on that side too. Okay, Hitman gonna go with the skip. Yep, Hitman gonna go with the skip. Saves a little bit of time. I assume we're gonna go straight to the back, considering we're in go mode. That sounds about right. Get a nice little bomb drop, jump right in here on Hitman's side, all good. Gonna skip both checks. I mean, when you think about it, what speeds us up here? Maybe silvers, just a little bit. Like, just a little bit. Fourth sword would help, but like I feel like that might save less time than butter. Fourth sword. But nice quick kill here on Hitman's side. 1, 2, 3, there it is. quick kill, nicely done, and there goes Argus. Okay, we are down to 2 crystals required over on Hitman's side. We will not see Desert, so we will not see the last pendant. Gonna go into Ice first. This makes sense. Get it out of the way. It's nowhere near the mountain. To answer your question, in chat, Flippers and Ice Rod were both in Misery Mire. So it was a great, really quick way to go into go mode. I actually missed one of them myself because it was so quick. But yeah, looks like Misery Mire is the play, but you have to get there. Darth Josh still doesn't have the myths required for that. Does anybody remember where myths were? Green pendant turn in. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you to our tracker. Solid again. Shout out. Thank you for keeping me on track here. Keeping the items and locations straight for me. It is a wonderful help. And there's Butter! There's our 4th sword. Hitman grabbing Butter sword. In ice. But that's a rough check for Darth Josh. I guess, yeah, like Eastern's done. So, but we're in pod. So when we complete pod, we don't have the mirror. Oh no! I was gonna say, oh, we'll walk out, we'll mirror out, and we'll use the green pendant. But we don't have the mirror! Now the question is, where was mirror? Too many locations, too many things I've said. Where was mirror? Where we need that check too. Actually, oh no, Darth Josh bailed. Oh no, Darth Josh bailed out of pod. Yeah, good point, chat. Thank you. It was in Hookshot, but here's the problem: Darth Josh bailed out of pod. Because there were no items left. Not realizing that the green pendant is the key item in this particular race. So Darth Josh is gonna have to go back. That was an unfortunate but understandable decision. Okay. Meanwhile, Hitman going into the last dungeon. The last crystal dungeon, of course. We still have GT. Our runner's kind of going on now here. Hitman gonna go through TR. Gonna go through, already checked all this. Just going to the boss, nothing else to check on that side. Darth, gonna go to Catfish. I don't think Hitman even checked Catfish. I don't think we've seen it. But we know it's not anything important, that's for sure. Oh, Josh's throw kind of misses the circle of stones. We're gonna do a second throw, gonna get it in, but still. Lamp! There it is! There, oh wow, my tracker and I are in sync. Solid, thank you for saying that in the exact same second I said that. We are in sync, there it is. There is the lamp. That is the logical requirement for us to complete this game. Thank you, Darth Josh, for finding the logical requirement, what we actually were technically supposed to have to complete this game. Now we can logically complete it as viewers, we know where all the important items are, and we can finish this. And as I say that, Hitman goes into the last non-GT boss and fights Trinax right here on the right side of your screen. Well, we have a number in chat already. Ken getting ahead of me here. We're gonna finish Hitman and then we'll quickly discuss the game. But if you know what it is, I guess you're guessing in chat already. So there are 20. Oh, it's been a bit. It's 22, right? 22 items that locations in GT where the big key can be, and we're gonna guess the location in chat. I'm really hoping the number's 22. I blanked on that for a minute, so I hope that's right. But guess your number in chat. Give me the number. You get it right, you're the first person to guess. I'll shout you out. My guess is always 8. It has always been 8 on every single commentary stream I have ever done. I am in line with 3 of you already. It looks like 8 is a popular number. I didn't realize it was such a number for people. But I will be with you. If 8 wins, I say we all win together, but I will still shout out our winners here. You know what? There's a good point that for Josh that we bailed on the boss. But honestly, we had no lamp. That is a rough dark room. That is not an easy dark room to do. And okay, well, the big key was 1. As I'm talking and I'm trying to figure out how I can talk about Josh and count, Hitman just goes, you know what? Let me make it easy on you. It's 1. Like, okay. D31A Lars, and I'm not gonna finish the rest of your username here. 09 and 2000. 09 2000. You know what? 09 2000. That's what I'm gonna call. Man, that was a good guess. Thank you for being here. You've been very active throughout the entire stream. Great to have you here with me. 1. But I do want to say that, you know, in hindsight, it actually does make a lot of sense. Josh bailed on the boss here. But Josh bailed on the boss without lamp. The turtle room that we're going to be going in is not a friendly room without lamp. It is one of the more difficult dark rooms of this game. And I actually really do understand skipping that if that was the reason for it. But man, key and home room. Nice and fast. What was the second? Did we get a small key in the other chest? Because I see him and went straight up, right? We got a small key in the second chest because I was talking and I didn't really think about the second chest. We got a perfect GT Hope Room. Well then. That is what you look for when you go hope room first. That is what you hope for. You hope for one big, one small. You go straight up the tower without checking anything else. That is the perfect hope room for any hope room first player. Hitman gets it today. Well done. Meanwhile, Darth Josh in the turtle room. This is the room, as I mentioned, that is kind of difficult if you don't have lamp. If you do have fire rod and you know how to get the lamp active, it's not horrible. Doing this truly in the dark is a very frustrating experience. Darth Josh fighting the boss. Unfortunately, I'm going to be picking up the 4th crystal of the game while Hitman is climbing the last vertical staircase of before the second the Moldorm fight. I was going to say second to last boss, but that's not kind of true. It's the 3rd to last boss. Oh, I did say crystal, didn't I? It is not a crystal, but it is an important boss because this is a green pendant. This green pendant is a required item. So this is not a crystal, but it is just as important as one. We cannot finish the game without this crystal today. Moldarm with a lovely compass for Hitman. That's not what we were looking. No. Oh, because Darth Josh doesn't have the mirror yet. He went all the way back to Pod, got the green pendant, but does not have the mirror. Oh man. Meanwhile, Hitman in the second to last boss. (3-0-1-2). I looked over at Josh's side. Thank you, chat. I assume we had a little bit of rough positioning on the second round. But again, as we complete here, we do have 8 runners in the race today. We are featuring 2 here on Restream, because if I had to watch 4, I might go cross-eyed. But trying to watch all 4 at the same time. But we will announce other finishers if there are as we complete. But in the meantime, Hitman in the final boss. We do not have silvers, so I assume we're going to go for Torch Glitch, because that's just the safe play here. Oh, arrows were in GT, silvers were in GT. Who saw that one coming? That's actually one of the few places we haven't checked yet. So, I mean, it was kind of their desert. Like, there weren't a lot of locations that Hitman hasn't checked, to be honest. Here we go. I think we're pretty close to finished here. Or I'm wrong. There, Hitman accidentally gets a slightly off hit. There it is. I was right. Okay, we were pretty close. Hitman getting ready. Almost there. Almost gonna cross. Gonna cross that bridge, that dangerous final bridge that you can walk over and accidentally fall through. Hitman finishes first on our restream. Does get first overall in our daily race here tonight with a official time of 1:23:33. Get your GGs in chat for Hitman, please. I know we can do more. I know we can do better than 3. Come on, there's a lot of you watching. I can see the number of viewers on the stream. Let's get more than 3 in here. Everybody else, pile in here. Get your GGs. There we go. We're getting more. Get those GGs in chat. Use your emote if you got a GG from a channel somewhere else if you want. Just get them in here for Hitman. Meanwhile, we do have Darth Josh going through Hookshot Cave. Wow. Okay, 1:23:33 was our first place finish with Hitman in first on restream and first overall. We have a second place finisher. At 1:25:41, just over 2 minutes later, we have High Ruler coming in second. Not too far behind there. So in the meantime, Darth Josh has both Hookshot and Mirror. Or sorry, Mirror and Kane. Sorry, no Hookshot and Mirror. And is going to be continuing. And I am joined here by Hitman in the chat. GG, Hitman.
GG.
Well done today. What did you think about the seed?
Probably the biggest thing would be those mitts on that green pendant.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one. I can tell you that Darth Josh bailed on that on Pod after finding the last item in the dungeon without lamp. The other restream runner here. Sorry?
It's understandable.
Yeah, I get it. I mean,
when I got that big key on the right side, I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna clear Helma this way. I'm not tempted to leave if there's no item on the boss.
That makes sense. How did you feel about the true hype cave, Hookshot Cave?
It was both good and bad because it did lead me into TR without that ice rod.
That's true. Meyer coming up big at the end there as well, which is actually where Josh just walked into. Good timing. I swear it wasn't planned.
When I pulled the ice rod, I was thinking, all right, there's just so many places now where the flippers can be. Just in the next chest.
I think I saw you pull the ice rod and I was commenting on it, and then I looked over to Josh's side and I looked back at yours, and our tracker had already given you the flippers. And I was kind of going, where on earth did you pick those up? You didn't have them the last time I looked at you. Well done. You never did find the lamp. Do you have any guesses on where that was?
I'm guessing either front of escape or pyramid or catfish, something like that.
It was on catfish. We did find that on Darth Josh's side eventually. I mean, any other thoughts? I know you went up eventually later in the game to go check on Pyramid Ledge. How was it seeing those arrows there?
I never made it to Pyramid Ledge.
Oh, sorry, Lumberjack Ledge. I apologize.
Oh yeah, Lumberjack Ledge. Yeah, I mean that was fine. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing sitting there.
No, it made sense. Darth Josh actually picked it up, checked it right away. So from a viewer perspective, we actually knew where it was, and then we just watched you all, and just like every other chest or every third chest in the village was arrows, and we were just wondering where the bow was gonna be.
Yeah, typically I'll stay away from the lumberjack check until I have the boots.
That was a big difference actually between you and our other restreamed runner, Darth Josh here. Darth Josh did not get the boots until significantly later.
Yeah, I'm usually one for dipping the front of Skullwoods, but in that case, before I pulled that fire rod from the shovel spot, I was probably gonna hold off until after Thieves Town, so I was glad that I checked shovel first, got that fire rod, made looping around the top of the Dark World a lot smoother.
That makes a lot of sense. You also found the sword relatively early. How did that feel? You decided to turn in the mushroom instead of opting to save it.
Yeah, once I got the flute, it was just a simple decision just to turn that mushroom in. Always nice to get a early sword, especially going into Dark World.
Yeah, that was another difference between you and our other runner, Darth Josh, who's now here finishing up Meyer. He went into that whole cycle with no boots and no sword. And took 2 deaths in Thieves Town, unfortunately.
Yeah, Thieves Town without a sword, that can get some people, that's for sure. It's not easy. A lot of things want to hurt you bad in there.
Yeah, I think you both had blue mail going in, but that's not really a friendly dungeon with those enemies. I was saying you really don't want to hug the enemies in there, right? They don't like that.
You know, those Isaacs, they don't play around.
Darth Josh trying to go through a big key door without the big key. That's not gonna work. The game doesn't let you do that. Oh yeah, the pyramid ledge we did see on Darth Josh's side. I know you said you didn't check it. It was another bottle with a bee in it. And you know what? Hey, chat's saying we have Darth Josh in go mode. Did we grab flippers? I'm assuming we grabbed flippers, it's just not on screen. So I looked away for a second as we were talking to Hitman here. So congratulations on Darth Josh going into go mode. Hitman, how did you feel about having perfect hope room coming into GT?
That's always fun. Sometimes you get that big key and then you have to wait a little bit on that small key to the left side, but it's always nice when you just get both in one and you don't need anything else.
Yeah, I know I used to run that a lot. I'd go into the hope room and then hope that I'd get a situation like that, so. Our tracker was busy typing instead of tracking. That's great. No, but you know what, Solid, thank you again, a shout out for the assistance through this entire thing. Hitman, anything else you want to say about the seed? Anything else that comes to mind?
Nah, it was pretty straightforward, other than those, like I said, the mitts on the green pendant helm was a little bit rude, but other than that, not too bad. It would have been nice to have the ice rod going into TR, but can't complain.
Okay, great to hear. I do want to say that we do have a third finisher. Hitman, I assume you've been seeing the finishers in the chat already here in our race time room. But we do have a third place finisher. Another about 7 minutes behind High Ruler. About 9 minutes behind Hitman here. We have Scupula with the third place finish at 1:32.19. Congrats, GG. And we do have another 5 runners still trying to finish up here. Darth Josh still got a pretty good chance of kind of coming in here. It looks like we have a lot of new runners, because we have a lot of runners that don't or I guess newer runners. We have runners that haven't run since the reset. of the race time. Because we have a bunch of people that don't have scores yet.
Yeah, I've been following some of the mentor tournament. It's good to see so many new runners coming into the community.
I actually appreciate that shout out too. Actually, if you're a newer viewer, like the mentor tournament is a great place to come in. You do some runs with some of our veteran runners helping you out. I participated a few years ago. I can see a few names even in this race or previous mentor tournament participants. It's a great way to learn. What do you think of this year's tournament, Hitman?
I've only been able to watch a few races, but I've seen, some people that have already like some pretty advanced skills.
Yeah, there are some pretty impressive runners that come out of that tournament off the top of our gold sword bracket. That like you see one like a year later they're already in the invitational league or they're coming out in the main tournament. Qualifiers are open right now, I believe, for the main tournament. So if you're a more seasoned runner of this, like join. If not, join anyway and join the what's the follow-up cup? I'm blanking.
The Challenge Cup.
Challenge. I had champions and I knew that was wrong. The Challenge Cup is always open to anyone else that wants to join. It's a great time to join the community. Great time to join racing. Thank you for that. I've been talking for an hour and 30 minutes on my own. Certain things start blanking after a while.
Totally understandable.
But those are coming up. It's a great time to join and to play. The Challenge Cup is a great place to meet other people and other racers as well. Meanwhile, we do have Darth Josh entering the swamp transition phase of getting into swamp. 3 more dungeons left on that side. There are a lot of tournaments in this community, and a lot of them are really open to runners and newer runners, and people are generally pretty willing to help out, I find.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is one of the friendliest communities I've ever come across.
I remember when I started playing, people are always willing to kind of come by and help with learning a glitch, learning a skip, learning a something. Especially in the time where a few were developed and everybody was trying to figure out how to exactly do it. I still remember that moment with I saw you do it, I think, with Tower of Hera with the bomb jump now. But when that was developed originally, where there was like 7 different setups and everybody had their own way of doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of just condensed down now into just the two major methods of it.
Well, there's one bomb jump that everybody can do that makes sense, and then there's the hook shot, right?
Exactly.
Or the hook speed. But I just remember the old bomb. Everybody had their own kind of different way of doing the bomb, and they all worked if you knew what you were doing. Speaking of bomb jumps, we have Darth Josh doing bomb skip. Not quite getting it. Gonna get it. There it is. But he did pick up the key beforehand. Hitman, I know you didn't. I think it's I'm trying to figure out what Darth Josh is looking for. I think he figured out he's in go mode and he should stop checking things.
Sometimes the muscle memory is hard to break.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. You go in, you check a chest, and you're going, why am I even looking at this? I'm in go mode. Are you planning on joining any of the upcoming tournaments? Any of the things coming up?
Yeah, I'll be doing qualifiers for the main tournament. So see how that shakes out. And currently I'm in the pilot spoiler tournament with Bread.
How's that going?
We've won one race so far, lost to Gamachu.
Well, that's
No shame there.
there's no shame in that particular loss.
I was happy to keep it within a respectable amount of time.
I understand that one. There's definitely some of those runners I know even when I'm playing where I did my few races on the ladder and everything else. I'd look at who I was against at the end, and if I lost, I'm like, well, yeah, okay, that's fine. I wasn't expecting to win that.
Yeah, co-op's always a good time.
Co-op's fun because you get to spend it. Like if you have a good teammate, somebody that you know, you get to spend time with them, joke, do whatever you're able to do. That's one of the reasons I like the league as well, because you kind of get a team. You're able to play with people that make connections with people that you want to that you get along with and continue playing with them.
Yeah, and with League, even in the solo matches, it's still fun because you have, your teammates to cheer on.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I competed in the league for 1 year. One of my teammates is actually in this race. One of my former teammates. So that was kind of see, and it's one of those things that kind of connects, right? Because you see people's names later, and you're like, hey, I used to play with them, and there's just people in the community that are always willing to help out and do. So as we kind of mentioned earlier, it's a great community to be a part of. Please do to any viewers. We do have a number of viewers here. Join us. Try it. The game is not as difficult as it looks at the base level. I can tell you that the good runners, that when we see them on screen, someone like Hitman, are pulling that off is a lot harder than it looks. But you'll get all of you will get there eventually.
Well, even I started off as a humble viewer once upon a time.
I think we all did, right? You watched it, you saw some people, you're like, hey, that looks like a fun game. I actually originally played this on a Game Boy, the Four Swords version.
Oh, nice.
That was my introduction to the game overall, and I saw this, and I'm like, oh, this is fun. I got to join this community. I think the one dungeon that's really big, has a big difference between the two versions, is the one we're in, coincidentally. Ice Palace. Because I think they changed it a lot for Four Swords. I swear that was a coincidence.
Yeah, I never played that version, but I do remember hearing they made some adjustments to the dungeon.
Honestly, it's been a while. I have it somewhere in my house. Where I left it, I would have to find it. But yeah, I'm not quite sure the difference. Honestly, I probably know this version a lot better, just because I've played it more times. Ooh, Darth Josh having a little bit of fun with these pen gators. Yes, sir. Not. Are we going back in? I was gonna say not going in, but I think we're just gonna go back. Oh, we're not. We're not gonna do Icebreaker. Interesting choice. Any reason you would ever skip Icebreaker in a case like this, Hitman?
None that I can think of, just unless you're not comfortable doing it.
Curious. You have a lot more of the game experience than I do, so I thought I'd ask. I do find that's one of the easier glitches overall. We're not even doing Ice Palace Bomb Jump. We're kind of doing this vanilla. It's been a while since I've seen a vanilla run of this dungeon. The really nice thing about Ice Palace, the Icebreaker, is that you can kind of mess it up and it's very forgiving. You can reset easily, unlike a lot of the bomb jumps or other skips that if you mess them up, you got to start again, or you lose a heart or some other negative. Just checking in. We still have no other finishers. We got 3 finishers. No one has finished in the last 12 and a half minutes. Any thoughts on where any of the tricks or scenarios of this seed that might have been a bit tricky?
Not really offhand, but we definitely are seeing on Darth Josh's side, while learning both Icebreaker and Ice Palace Bomb Jump are very, very, very helpful tricks.
I agree with that. They are both big.
Ice Palace the intended way is not fun.
No, not in the slightest. This was, I swear, this was, it isn't the final dungeon, but man, was it made to be the most annoying one. I feel like they wanted you to get lost here. And the other thing is that I think because of this, your final sword, your 4th sword was in here somewhere.
Yeah, it was in the spike chest.
But I don't know if we're going to get it.
Well, the way he's routing this, he's gonna get it.
Weren't we in this room already?
Yeah, he took the drop down instead of going up to the room where you have to hookshot across the gap.
Boy, yeah. As you mentioned, this dungeon, if you're gonna be a runner of this game, learn the skips. It helps a lot. You can do it without. As you can see, Darth Josh is very well doing this dungeon without them, and it is possible, but it is annoying. And honestly, Icebreaker is one of the kind of the easier ones. It feels like it's a difficult skip, but once you kind of understand how it works, it's not too bad. This room, you can just, he has boots. You can just dash all the way to the end of the wall and avoid all the spikes. I feel like that's an old trick that runners or viewers from years ago know because everybody used to do it, but you never see it anymore. In that room with the 4 spikes where you can just kind of dash through them all, bonk against the wall, and just walk out the door. What is... I'm a little confused about what Darth Josh is looking for. Big key?
Yeah, since he didn't hit the switch to do the bomb jump, he needed the big key.
Oh, because you can't get to the drop down without hitting the switch there. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna echo what Hitman said of good idea to learn the glitches in this dungeon. It helps a lot. I mean, Darth Josh is probably somebody who's learning these, joining us. I don't know how many runs they've done, how much experience they have. Definitely, like, welcome and learn this. Glitches are something you learn over time, so. But as our tracker Solid in chat says, there's a reason nobody ever does this the intended way. It's very true. This is not a fun dungeon. The developers made this game pretty nice and reasonable through the entire thing, and then they went, we're going to confuse everybody with this one dungeon. Okay, wow. I said we didn't have any finishers. And then this happened. At 1:46.9. By the way, the Darth Josh 7 completes Ice Palace. But at 1:46.19, the Benjamin finishes in 4th. At 1:46.43, less than 30 seconds later, Tenet finishes. And Astro Philippe finishes at 1:48.20, about 2 minutes later than that. There's a little group there that all finished almost simultaneously there. Within 2 minutes, but given the context of the previous finisher finishing at 1:32 versus 1:46, 1:48, bit of a gap there. Looks like we will be finishing this out. Darth Josh is coming up to TR. Only gonna have to do it once. Saving a little bit of time there, right?
Yeah, quite fortunate.
I saw you bailed when you finished it. I'm like, I wasn't counting items, but the moment you bailed with one chest left on Laser Bridge, I was like, oh, there's nothing left in this dungeon, is there?
Nope.
The
fairy's being a little rude there.
fairy's gone. Got to keep the bee. That was absolutely not what Darth Josh was hoping for. Darth Josh really hasn't taken any material deaths other than our unfortunate experience in Thieves Town. With 2 consecutive deaths, both with a maiden in tow. It was unfortunate. I know, Hitman, you didn't see it because you were running, but one was halfway and one was outside the boss door. It happens.
Yeah, at least
As we mentioned, without boots or a sword, it's a rough dungeon, right?
Oh yeah, at least you don't have to go back in with the without the blind script.
Correct. It was
Assuming
the
he
boss
knows
was finished on the first one. We didn't quite follow the script on his side. You did a great job of following the script. I think the first 2 were like perfect, expected. Did you take a hit in the 3rd phase? I thought I heard something, but I wasn't looking right in that moment.
Yeah, I did take one in the 3rd. First 2 were the big
My strategy
ones
for the
that.
3rd, historically, at least for me, and I'm not as good as a runner as you are, but and Hitman, Josh going the long way. But like my strategy is always get phase 1 and phase 2 done perfectly, and just hope you survive phase 3.
Exactly.
Right, like as long as you can get 1 and 2, you can kind of figure 3 out. As long as you're not going in there with like 3 hearts green mail, right?
Yeah, then you want to play it nice and safe.
That's when you really hope you have something helpful, and you're not going in there with like, I don't know, what's the worst item to go in there with?
Well, the worst thing to fight blind with would probably be Samaria. Or Burna if you don't have enough magic.
Yeah, Burna's kind of a problem because like you're so tight, right? If you make one wrong move, if you don't have half magic, then you're in trouble. But you guys found half magic really early in this seed. How was it finding that like immediately right off the bat?
Yeah, it was definitely nice because then you're not really so concerned about the Ganon fight. Did he not get that Poke Key? Oh, he didn't get the key from Compass Chest.
Actually, that was really helpful because I didn't see which chest in TR you got the book from. So now I know where that was. I knew it was in this dungeon somewhere, but I wasn't sure which chest it was.
Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with finding that, but at least it gave me some more incentive to go back up to Spike Cave if I had to. Didn't end up having to, but...
No, we don't even know. Actually, I didn't look at your cutscene. Did you happen to catch what was on PED?
I did not know.
I don't think it's anything important because we know silvers were somewhere in GT. We know where Book was. So I think the only item of importance it could have possibly been was Cape. I think between you and Darth Josh, it's the only item remaining. Oh, the other boomerang. Could have been red boomerang. Did you even use the boomerang, all seed?
Nah, once I have the hook shot. The only time I would have used it would have been in GT basement, but didn't
It's
have
kind of what
to.
I was thinking. Like, there's a few cases there where I might use it to hit a switch, but that's about it. Well, I mean, it can be useful in something like Skull Woods if you don't have a weapon as well, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you went in there with, what, fire rod, a sword, or master sword, a fire rod, half magic.
Hammer.
You were loaded. Probably made for a nice Mothula fight. Ouch. Josh, no, wrong way. You got this. Get this switch. There you go. This room is really easy and unforgiving at the same time. Like, if you get it right, it's a really easy room. But if you mess it up in any way, it hurts.
Yeah, it definitely goes off the rails real easy.
That and Chain Chomp, right? Like, and I guess it makes sense because it's the final dungeon of the game. But the game is really not kind to you if you mess up this dungeon. No, that's not the way to go. We have a comment in chat from Lana Bean saying it might just go off the, might just say it goes off the rollers. I like that, as we definitely have a lot of roller enemies in this dungeon. Darth Josh showing the intended way of completing this particular room, whereas Hitman showed the way to just do it without using any sort of items whatsoever. Definitely a good skip to learn as well. As you get to the end of this dungeon, sometimes the game is not nice, and it can be difficult to get to the completion of that particular part. Well, it is really good that there is a full magic in this room. That's the other thing. Good to... Oh, sorry. Hitman what?
No, yes, I was agreeing with you. Very convenient, that magic jar there.
I mean, that was almost definitely placed there because they knew people were going to have issues with this particular dungeon, and they're like, okay, we know you need a full magic bar to finish this boss, but just in general, I find it's good to know where magic refills, especially. Health refills are good, but knowing where the magic refills are in dungeons is really important. You can always kind of not take hits, but it's really difficult to find a way to get magic back.
Also underrated is learning your arrow pots.
Well, not in this seed where we got like 50 arrows before we left Sphere 1. But yes, I agree with you. You weren't here, but there was a theme of that with this particular commentary and chat. Every time we went into a new area, it was like, oh look, 2 more arrow chests. Of course, we had no bow at the time, so you were picking them up and throwing them on the ground. So, we got a few seconds. Chat, does Darth Josh go right or left? Some of you are still here listening to us talk. Let us know. Come on, left or right? 50-50. Take a guess. Lana Bean, for their sake, I hope right. Yeah, I agree with you, but the rest of you, there's still quite a few of you watching. Come on. Left, right, left, right, left, right. That's not a good sign. The answer of left is unfortunate. Hey, we might just see... Well, I can't even remember the name of the enemies in the next room.
Stalfos.
Ah, thank you. Staphos room, and then we can go right. That would be good. Staphos into right would be nice. We can do that, right? No. Don't kill these enemies. Mirror! Mirror! I get the play, but it's just not gonna work. You might find out where silvers are, though. Because we know the silvers are somewhere in this dungeon, right? And speaking of rooms that you would use boomerang in, ooh, nice. Loses the invulnerability, makes it back. Doesn't grab the boost here, but there's an invulnerability move in this room that would have made this a little bit easier for Darth Josh, but that's fine. Rando room. Because this room has absolutely nothing in vanilla, right? It's all useless items. There are silvers.
There's the silvers. But yeah, I couldn't even tell you what's in here in vanilla mode. Probably
If I
rupees.
recall correctly, the reason it's called
just
Rando
marrows.
room is because you would only ever go in there because it's in Rando, because the vanilla is... vanilla has nothing you want. Therefore, it's only entered in Rando. We got multiple people in chat that are just like, yeah, I actually don't know what's in that room either. No one knows what's in that room. Because no one goes in there in vanilla. That? What? Oh! Okay, you have boots. Darth Josh, it's a lot faster to jump over the, bonk off the pot, if you're watching this later. It's quite a bit faster. That's one of those rooms that if you manage to get here with no boots and no way over, like you have some fun with the bomb jump and hope you hit the right spot. That Armos Knight's not being kind, but we get through it. Hey, mirror shield. I forgot that was still missing. That could have been on ped.
I know Lana Bean in chat's happy about that mirror shield.
You say that as a comment shows up from Lana Bean in chat. That's great. I like that Darth Josh tried to catch the bee, or catch the fairy, and immediately the bee just jumps into the net in front of the fairy. Bee is like, no, I want back in the pot. Yeah, you're right though. Lana Bean not happy about that. 1 bottle, cape, and red boomerang apparently is all we have left in this game that we never collected in terms of the key items. How do you feel about the collection rate of 127 out of 216 for your game?
It's not terrible for an open mode. I mean, getting to basically go mode GT always helps. You don't get that inflated rate.
Oh, 100%. But you know what? I look at your dungeon completion too. You completed all but 1 dungeon. And yet you're still at half the game's chests.
Yeah, there was a lot of overworld I got to skip after I got the mitts.
I mean, I think you skipped a lot of some of the dungeons as well. You know, ice, swamp. Swamp is not exactly a small item dungeon.
Yeah, exactly.
As Josh used the can of Burna there, I think after falling into the pit, he might have just been able to dash across with iframes.
Yes.
Where I remember a strat from a while back where like runners would just jump into the pit and then dash. It's I think it's still slightly slower, but it does take all of the positioning out of the equation. I like the use of bombos. These Stalfos are unfriendly. Learning this game as a runner myself, those Stalfos were some of my least favorite enemies in the game. That room, just because they always go in a direction you don't want them to be in. They're not going to kill you, but they'll kill your time. More bombos! I mean, this works! It's slower, but it works.
You can't argue with results.
100%. This room actually itself lost me a race in, I believe, my mentor tournament, actually. Not learning the step to the left and fire rod to get rid of the Stalfos to start off. I didn't know the strat at the time, and the Stalfos got away from me, and I think I spent like 40 seconds in that room. Whereas if you step a little bit to the left, you fire a fire rod, you get out of that room really easily, and you're good. I wish I had known that before I lost the race. I do think Darth Josh is doing a good job of showing how hard this game actually is. Not to say anything, like, this is in no way negative against him. This is not an easy game, and if you're learning it, we're happy to have you and happy to assist in learning little tips and tricks. I like the comment by our tracker, both how hard and how easy. I guess, are you referring to how Darth Josh makes it look and how Hitman made it look? Because Hitman's run looks a lot easier than it should have been. Once again, congratulations in the first place. Solid is talking about the way to just kind of bypass the entire hard gauntlet that's supposed to be the really difficult part of the game by just skipping it with medallions. I guess the game had the intended way to finish it, and then the way if you couldn't finish it, how to like bypass it more easily. But, okay, Darth Josh entering the third last boss. I almost called it the second last boss earlier. Let's not do that twice. Okay, so Darth Josh took a fall. One fall? Two falls. Took at least one fall to Moldorm earlier in Hera. So Moldorm not being Darth Josh's friend today. But gets the kill. Well done.
You're the name Trolldorm for a reason.
We went over that earlier. This boss is one of the kind of the frustrating ones when you're learning the game that, like, honestly is just one of those things that you can just kind of never get right. Even when you're learning it, there's just no like, it feels like getting the consistency on the boss is very difficult. Whereas there are some other bosses that are difficult at the starting and easier later. And then there's blind, that is just difficult until you learn the script, and then it's fine. But if you don't learn the script, blind just never gets easier. And we took 2 hits there. I think we're like 1 to 2 hits away. I wasn't counting. You got this, Darth Josh. And there it is. It was 2 hits. Nice. 1021002. It's not in the chat anymore, but a Hitman, I think yours was like, I think you got a 3, didn't you? 3012 or something?
I had a 3, then a 0. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I got a perfect one, and then the Gina just stepped in the wrong place. I wasn't watching the second round, but when I saw the count, I'm like, oh, they must have been in a really bad position. Every once in a while, that boss just stands in a ridiculous location that you just don't want to deal with. Is that what happened, or?
Yeah, I think I had a chance for a double. I just messed it up, so got a big fat 0 out of it.
It happens. Darth Josh at 2.5 hearts. That is 1 half heart and a death. I was about to say, 2.5 hearts is really kind of dangerous on Ganon. I guess that's why we have the fairy. I mean, if you know you have the fairy, you can be more aggressive and take that death. Probably play it safer just so that you have the fairy. In a situation like that one that almost killed him. But I think we're resolved now. I always find it's the first hit of the third phase that's the most difficult to kind of figure out in between 2 and 3. How do you feel about that?
If you're not in a good spot, then he spawns the bats, and that can cause problems.
Yeah, it's like 2 is always difficult, and then you're dodging the bats, and then in the last minute you get that extra third bat that does that. That's, again, not done on purpose, but that was really good time to explain what I was saying. Grab the fairy. Okay, good. There's a fairy in this tree. If you ever fall on Ganon, grab the fairy. If you're learning this game, you kind of learn where that fairy is because you fall a lot. Okay, we got this. Take 2. There we go. Plenty of health this time. Took a hit. Took a second hit. No, don't get hit by the bat. Don't do it again. Okay, we're good. Just be careful. Just hit him. Stay out of the way of the bat. No! Run. Appropriately. Okay, you're good here. You only have to hit Ganon once per phase. Hitting an extra time doesn't help. Just hit the once and get the heck out of the way. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Got the glitch. Would you go for a glitch in a circumstance like this? I mean, I think for anyone learning the game, the glitch is a good idea. But do you just do the kind of quick kill without the glitch here, Hitman?
If I have silvers, I'm not going to be too concerned about it.
You can get like a double off the bat and then like a second double or a single and a triple or vice versa, right?
Exactly, yeah. Sometimes if you get it with silvers, it can kind of mess you up a little bit on that first hit.
Fair enough. Darth Dash does complete the fight, does cross that very dangerous, very final bridge, does get the finish at 2:15:21, does come in 7th as we did have a DNF, did not finish from our 8th runner. So Darth Josh with the completion in 7th place. Get your GGs in chat. I see 3. We can get a lot more. We got a lot more people watching this. Come on. I said this last time. When Hitman finished, we had like 2, and I said get it in, and we got a lot more. Let's do it again. Come on, chat. There's more than 2 of you watching. There we go. Now they're coming in. Keep coming. That's better.
Yellow.
Welcome. We are welcome. GG, Darth Josh. Thanks for joining.
GGs. Of course.
How'd you find the seed?
It was interesting. I definitely fumbled a ton at the beginning, but once I got it together, I did pretty well, in my opinion.
How did you find? How did you feel finding sword and boots immediately after Thieves Town?
It hurt a little bit, but just because I could have gotten that sword way earlier, but it felt good to find them nonetheless.
No, that's fair. I mean, it was a rough dungeon for you, and just having those would have probably made your life a lot easier.
Very much so.
I'll leave it off to you two if there's anything else you guys want to discuss or anything you want to say about the seed.
Nothing much. Just slow start. Was able to pull it back and get sub 2:15, I think, or no, maybe.
Just over, I think.
Just over? Oh, I was
just over.
Okay. Ouch. All right though.
The one thing we noticed we were talking, because I think Hitman was here with me. Oh no, actually joined after. Maybe not. But one thing we were talking about, I was talking about with chat, was when you left pod, it hurt a little bit. Did you leave because you didn't have lamp?
That is correct.
Yeah.
I need to learn that dark maze. And the end of pod, yeah.
It was the end of pod, yeah, because you had lamp to at least get through a little bit of the turtle room. I think the other place you lost a decent bit of time was there was a comment in chat about this is why no one does Ice Palace vanilla way.
Yep.
I think either learning Ice Palace Bomb Jump or Icebreaker will probably save you a lot of time.
Yeah, need to learn those.
Feel free to give me a shout if you wanna discuss it at some point. But
All right.
yeah, those I think those were some of the kind of the key points there on, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, have you been running long?
It's been a little over a year now.
Okay. Well, I guess GG and continue learning those glitches and everything, because I know it takes some time and some practice to figure them all out.
Mm-hmm.
Positions.
Yeah, that is true. Alrighty, I've
And,
got to go
definitely-
find some food, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely some respect for finishing it out and doing. But
Yeah.
do either of you have anything you want to say before we kind of close out the stream here?
Just thank you for doing comms, and thank you to Solid for tracking this one.
Yep. And as well, yep.
Well, thank you very much to both of you for being willing to be restreamed, because that's what allows us to have this show. Definitely 100% thank you to Solid for tracking this, as that is definitely not an easy task, and it is great to have somebody do that portion. There is more ALTTPR action coming on later tonight in about 10 minutes on this channel. 20 minutes on this channel. You will have the ALTTPR tournament qualifier for the main tournament coming up. Hitman and I were talking about it earlier. So if you want to stick around and see that, and there are 2 more streams coming up on Speed Gaming 2 in 40 minutes. There's a time spinner race, and on Speed Gaming 5 in 40 minutes, there's an Aria of Sorrow race. So definitely still stuff coming up. Later in the evening, we still have Super Metroid coming up, Mega Man, and Zelda 1. So plenty coming up on the Speed Gaming channels. Definitely follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 236 so you can keep up on all of the upcoming races and everything else going on. Otherwise, thank you all for being here with me. Thank you for joining in and commenting in chat. And hope to see you at the next event and the next stream.